Good morning, welcome to my channel. This is another squishy cover journal, and this one is Vintage France. It's got a hidey spot in here, which you can really see. And this one is a kit by Tracy Willoughby, Screaming Sardines. I've got a tag hanging from there, and I used the textile from a Bohemian textile for this cover. I just thought it went well with this journal. It's a gorgeous kit. I've added some, there's one of the ladies of it. I've added some journaling cards and whatnot in a letter from a digital kit. Oh, so cute, Vintage France. This is a different style to my norm. There's a tuck spot in there, tuck spot in there. I made a journaling card. And I want to add in here, this is very vintage. It's about 100 years old. So gorgeous. I thought I'd add that in there as well. It's actually 1928, I think it was released. So nearly 100 years old. I'll put these vintage tickets in there. I'll also add one of my, I like doing a little bit of mixed media, and an old envelope. I'll add them in there. I added another one of my textiles in there, but this is Vintage France. This is, I won't pull it out, but it's, oh gosh, one of the clips that you add on your pages. God, my brain's not working. Vintage France, and these are Tracy's numbers. You'll find them throughout the kit. A tuck spot in there. There's tuck spots in there. I think that's a France card. And this is dated July 1911. So I've included that as well. It's just gorgeous. Including her numbers. It's a very, very gorgeous kit. I don't know about the journal, but you can, again, using her numbers, created a bookmark. It's just gorgeous. And I created a little taggy there. This is a clip, so it unclips. And I used Tim Holtz, and I think that's a Tim Holtz too. I just did a collage with that. Vintage English lace. I think this is, I'm not sure. I can't see. No glasses. But anyway, her vintage numbers, I really love them. Those that have seen Tracy's Vintage France and Vintage Numbers. I left some journaling space there. There's a tuck spot there. And I think that's a Tim Holtz. I'm not sure. Or it could be from the Vintage France. A tuck spot in there. And that's the centre of the signature. This is not a huge journal, but a lot of work has gone into it. Another one from the Vintage France. Gee, I hope I've got the right one, Tracy. That's from the Vintage France. I printed on parchment paper. And that's from the Vintage France. That's printed on tea-dyed paper, and that looks gorgeous. It must be the Vintage France, because that's in that kit. a tuck spot in there using lace. This is from an old, very old tourist train timetable. It's an Australian one. It's New South Wales. It's so old and frail. Again, I've done one of those collage tuck spots. Room to Write. Vintage France. It's just gorgeous. I love her artwork. I used a different picture here, but I did a collage and put the word image. Again, that's another one of those clips, so you can tuck under there. And that is a France postcard. This is again Vintage France. That pulls out like that. And that's in her kit. It's just gorgeous. And that folds in like that. Another tuck spot there, and that's from her kit. And I printed on tea stain paper. And inside the envelope, that's a Vintage France. That's hers too. Did a collage, textiles. I included a vintage, I don't know if it's a postcard or photo, bingo card in numbers. I left you room to do what you like with this, but then I just did some collaging and whatnot. Again, this is from the Vintage France. There's a lot more to this kit. I just didn't use everything, and I believe a lot of this is Tracy's ancestors. Did a bit of collaging again for a pocket. And this is the baggie. So if you go in here, you'll be able to tuck stuff in there, and you'll be able to tuck stuff behind there. And I'll put whispers on there. Little tuck spot. That's from the Vintage France. Just a little envelope and a card to journal on. I like creating these little half pages. That's from the Vintage France, and that's from the Vintage France. And again, there's a layered tag, and this is from the Vintage France as well. I love the ephemera from the Vintage France. And it printed out beautifully. So I hope you like this journal. It's nice and squishy. And I really like doing them this way. Hope you like it, and thanks for tuning into my channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.